Inside Tennis with the Cause is brought to you by Firkins Automotive. Find it at Firkins. And by Lakewood Ranch, named the 4th best-selling community in America. And by Nature's Right, natural products that work.
Hi, tennis fans. The Cause here with another half hour inside the world of tennis. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
During the Start Something New sales event at Firkins Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, get a new 2018 Ram Quad Cab. Sign and drive $299 a month. You heard that right. A new Ram for only $299 with no cash down. Find it at Firkins, FirkinsCJ.com.
We believe in families, in barbecues on Sunday afternoons, in PTA meetings and staying up late helping with homework. We believe in lifelong friends, in knowing your neighbors, in passing down traditions through generations, in having a place you want to call home. In Lakewood Ranch, we believe in community, where we love to live and laugh. This is our town. This is our common ground.
You know how important it is to warm up and stretch out your muscles before you begin running, jumping, and swinging a racket. Well, Muscle Honey is a blend of herbs designed to increase the blood flow, lymphatic flow, and flexibility of muscles so that you smoothly transition into activity. What's more, it contains pain-relieving herbs to help you push through boundaries and herbs to keep you from cramping up during periods of high output. It's not greasy or smelly, and if you rub it on all over, your muscles will be supple and pain-free for hours. Now that's a competitive edge.
During the Start Something New sales event at Firkins Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, drive a new Jeep for just $149 a month. Or lease a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee, only $249 a month. Find it at Firkins, FirkinsCJ.com.
Hi, tennis fans. Terrific as always to be with you. You'll have to put up with the sniffles that I picked up recently. Let's talk Australian Open. It produced some splendid champions. 36-year-old, 6-time Australian Open victor, 20-slam singles winner Roger Federer, and 27-year-old Caroline Wozniacki. The Woz chose the Australian Open, the Oz Open, to be her first slam title venue and regained her world #1 ranking. And personally, the Australian Open on the Suncoast, wow, it was a huge, proud moment as 17-year-old Sebastian Korda won the boys' singles title at the Down Under Slam on the 20th anniversary of his father coach Peter Korda winning the men's Open Slam at the Oz. The young Korda became the #1 player in the junior ranks in the world, joining IMG training partner Whitney Osugui, who is the #1 ranked girl player in the world. Also, congratulations to Bradenton's 17-year-old Tyler Zink, moving up to number 45 in the world junior singles rankings. Kudos to Suncoast residents, 2-time NCAA national champion Danielle Collins, winning the Oracle WTA Pro Circuit singles title in Newport, California, and 15-year-old Whitney Osugui, reaching the finals of the USTA Pro Circuit Women's Singles Championships at Saddlebrook. Major hats off to American favorite James Blake, being named the tournament director at the Miami Open Men's and Women's Pro Circuit event. As we are celebrating our National Black History Month, let's honor our black tennis champions who have made major contributions to our game, paving the way from Althea Gibson, Arthur Ashe, Venus and Serena Williams, Mal Washington, James Blake, Madison Keys, Sloane Stephens, and our current USTA National President, Katrina Adams, along with Martin Blackman, General Manager of USTA Player Development. Had a wonderful time at the Sets in the City Sarasota Humane Society Tennis Fundraiser at Lakewood Ranch. So what's on the show today? Well, we have another great one for you. We will take you to the USPTA Lessons for Life St. Jude's Hospital fundraiser with Brenda Mertz and Charlie San Domenico. You will catch up with the Play Sarasota Junior Tournament at Longwood Run with Travis Eckert. You will hear from one of the world's most respected tennis journalists, Richard Evans, on items from the Davis Cup, the differences from broadcasting the 4 major slams, to his new book, The Roving Eye. We will educate you with our Lakewood Ranch Pro Tennis Tip. You will partake in the excitement of our Lakewood Ranch Tennis Package giveaway drawing. And you will be kept current with our Play Sarasota Magazine Tennis Calendar. So let's get it launched with Brenda Mertz and the Lessons for Life, where I was very honored to be the master of ceremonies.
The pros are great. The clinics are super. I think the turnout for the hospital is just fantastic.
You just get to play tennis with your friends and have a good time.
Brenda Mertz, year 19, and it gets bigger and better than ever. What is this activity, this family, this event always going to mean to you?
Mostly it means that all these people getting together in the pros, we're giving back. We have to give back, and it's for kids. And honestly, to me, it makes my heart feel so good, because we got to take care of the kids, and getting the kids out on the court, it's good for their mind, it's good for their soul, they meet friends.
We're getting to exercise at the same time, so that's the good part.
It's just such a good thing. Brenda being a survivor, it's like her way of kind of saying, I've been through this, and we understand what you're going through, and being her husband and seeing her battle cancer and survive it. We feel great to see the other pros get behind this and do it for 17 years. It's like just a way to give back.
We're all USPTA tennis professionals, and we're out there. We don't just teach tennis. We want people to know, call us, we do stuff, we'll help you.
It's amazing to see how many people actually care about raising so much money for St. Jude's, and just seeing everyone have fun playing tennis and all that.
We are really proud to host this event this year. I've participated myself the last 14 years, and then this is our 19th year with this event. And our team was just amazing, our residents, and of course the pros and volunteers. We had 155 participants and over 225 people total at the event.
Great cause for St. Jude's Hospital, get a chance to see my peers again, get out here, work with players from different clubs. Fantastic opportunity. I've really missed it over the past couple of years. I'm glad I'm back.
Opportunity to sharpen my tennis skills and help St. Jude's Hospital at the same time, and it doesn't get any better than that.
It's a lot of fun, and I really recommend that everybody join the next time.
It's good instructions, and it's a good day.
The coaches are really making it fun.
There's kids out there who have cancer, which is really just not fair to them. So them having money it just helps a lot to them.
Such an unbelievable cause, and Brenda, it's coming up on 20 years putting this together. We're just happy to be part of it every year.
We had a huge turnout of people, and it raised a lot of money for St. Jude. I mean, that right there says it all to me, is that you're able to bring people together and learn some tennis, but also at the same time raise some money.
St. Jude, they do such wonderful work, and I feel very privileged to just be a very small part of helping them do what they do, and they do it really well.
It's great to sponsor such a great group like St. Jude's, and I've just enjoyed seeing a bunch of the pros from the area just get together and all work as a unit.
It's the highlight of my whole season, my whole tennis season. Everything comes down to this. I love those two people.
Beautiful.
Absolutely, man.
The pros are fantastic. The facility here is very nice, and it's a great cause.
This group is amazing, and I'm learning and having a great day today.
It's just good to come out and get some air and play a lot of good players.
A good opportunity for all the kids, come here to practice and to learn from different coaches.
Well, it's really fun to play with the other kids and to be part of a doubles team.
Well, I wanted to catch up with this guy, Marathon Nate. 26 miles in under 4 hours. And here you are, a week later, you're standing, you're walking, and you're here at the Lessons for Life. What's this event mean to you?
It's a great event. Once a year we get together and do this, and it's for St. Jude's this year, and I'm just happy to be out here that we can give back to the kids and help out. It's a great turnout today, so just privileged to be here today.
This is just a tremendous showing of support for tennis, but for the St. Jude's. I mean, what a fabulous opportunity to support one of the most effective charities in America.
You've worked with him for a lifetime. Mr. Nick Bollettieri. He cannot be here today, but you're here in his absence. Nick is donating 2 hours of his time to promote this event.
Yes.
The guy never stops giving.
He never does. He's a legend. He's a wonderful humanitarian, and I'm proud to have been associated with Nick and to have co-authored his book.
During the Start Something New sales event at Perkins Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, get a new 2018 Ram Quad Cab. Sign and drive $299 a month. You heard that right. A new Ram for only $299 with no cash down. Find it at PerkinsCJ.com.
We believe in families, in barbecues on Sunday afternoons, in PTA meetings and staying up late helping with homework. We believe in lifelong friends, in knowing your neighbors, in passing down traditions through generations, in having a place you want to call home. In Lakewood Ranch, we believe in community, where we love to live and laugh. This is our town. This is our common ground.
During the Start Something New sales event at Perkins Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, drive a new Jeep for just $149 a month. Or lease a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee, only $249 a month. Find it at Perkins, PerkinsCJ.com.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Arias, your Inside Tennis with the Cause.
Tennis fans, thanks for staying with us. It was terrific catching up with Travis Eckert and the Play Sarasota Junior Tournament at Longwood Run. Over a dozen of these tournaments, 14 a year. What do tournaments give kids an opportunity to learn about themselves?
I think at every level, the tournament just helps them to equate what's happening in practice, putting it and applying it out here on the tournament court. And the more matches they can play, the more what they do in practice can come out on the court. They feel free to do what they work on versus just always getting nervous about winning or losing. The more matches you play, the less nervous you get.
It's important, this kind of tournament, so they have a little bit of pressure because practice and tournament is different. And our plan with this is for them to be able to get used to those changes or try to achieve those objectives so in the near future their performance improve tournament by tournament and get them ready for their next goal, college, and or get moving in group or to the next level in tournaments.
This is a place to practice and getting better for me. So I believe that if I play more matches, I can get better. So that's why I play this tournament.
I like tournament, so I can see where to improve.
It's a really good test to see how much you've improved over the course of a week or a month, and I really like them because you can play against all different styles and ages.
Well, it lets you know where you're at and if all the training you're doing is working and what you still have to work on, and if you win, great. If you lose, then you go back to the drawing board and see what else you have to improve on to get some wins.
I guess it's just a good feeling because all the practice you put in, you can put into real gameplay.
I use the tournaments it gives me the opportunity to bring on the court what I learned during the week and what I practice for.
I view tournaments as practice mostly, and tournaments like these are practice to accumulate points for the higher level tournaments.
I think to work in the tournaments, I think to give my best, and also all the week I try to do it at the tournaments, and to play good and win tournaments.
What do you get out of competition? Can you see that you're improving at a particular area or in an area where you may need to work more?
I think I'm improving mentally, and I think I need to work on my consistency. I really like competing in tournaments and like fighting to the end.
It gives you a base to know like where you're at and what level of tournament you can play, and the more you practice, the more tournaments, more standard, the level goes up, better players, better people you get to meet and get to play.
You work hard all week, training, getting ready for a tournament. What does having the opportunity to play in the tournament mean? What does it provide to you?
More practice matches, getting better at competing out here with other people.
It presents an opportunity to display your hard work, to show what you've done in the week throughout your whole life too, It's to build up, train hard, and then maybe don't do well in one, then work hard the next week and do well in the next week's tournament.
The tournament is the biggest check for me. I can check what I've done during the week. Was it effective or not? And that's everyone looking for tournaments. That's cool. I love competing, so it's just fun and experience, and that's what I'm looking for. Experience. That's the most important.
I think I just want to be close to Novak Djokovic, because
You like the name, don't you?
Yeah, because he's my goal. Yeah, I would love to be like Novak Djokovic.
Certainly a good inspiration for all of us.
Yeah.
Novak, the other Novak. Great to meet you, pal.
It gives me an opportunity to be more stronger inside, in my soul. So it's a very great experience to play every single week, and I'm very excited to play next tournament next week also.
So when you look back on the tournament, what do you get out of a tournament, win or lose?
I think the thing I get most out of a tournament is just experience, taking my my drills and practice and putting them on the court, and it's the biggest thing I take from tournaments.
You're a coach, you're a parent. What's the opportunity that a child gets out of a tournament to use as a barometer?
As a coach for competition, I would say it's more than just playing. It's a game of life, and it teaches them different parts of life, and they can take that with them for the rest of their life throughout their career, or if they don't plan to play tennis, even in a business world. Definitely, it's a challenge as a parent, but I would say it's a good opportunity to teach kids about behavior and competition as well. They handle themselves in stressful situations.
Always inspiring to call on preeminent tennis journalist Richard Evans and get his slant on the tennis topics. You wrote the book. You know Davis Cup as well as anybody. Davis Cup was tennis generations ago. Davis Cup now needs to get a bit of a facelift.
Well, yes, I think you have to go back to the beginning in 1899, and Dwight Davis and his Harvard pals sat down because they were all on the tennis team, and Dwight said, wouldn't it be a nice idea to have an international competition? It was 117 years later. That's exactly how the Davis Cup is played. No problem with that. The problem is how it is scheduled. Now there is more competition. We're going to get the Laver Cup. New idea for a team competition. We got World Team Tennis in the summer. There are other things going on, and the Davis Cup needs to step up to have a 2-week bonanza at the end of September, clear the calendar, make it total focus on the Davis Cup, and have the quarterfinals in one place, and the whole of the world would focus on the Davis Cup. And something like that has got to be done, because at the moment it's simply not getting the attention.
One of the highlights of my broadcast career was when my producer, we were down at the Lipton, and he had 3 of you. You're in the center, Bud's on your right, Gene is on your left, and I'm sitting behind you with a mic, and I'm bouncing from one to the other. What a prolific evening of tennis talk that was. These guys made a major contribution along with you to the game.
I had
Hall of Famers.
I had Bud Collins and Gene Scott. You couldn't have asked for more two dedicated tennis people or two human beings who are more different. I mean, Bud was the flamboyant, in-your-face, funny television commentator who really did so much to popularize the game. When Greg Harney at BTH TV
in Boston,
in Boston, the public broadcasting station in Boston, and Greg Harney said, why don't we televise tennis? And in the late 60s, that was a revolutionary concept. And he went to Bud Collins, who was a young reporter on the Boston Globe, and said, do you want to try the commentating? And Bud really did a great job making tennis sort of acceptable and interesting and fun for the average person who may probably in those days didn't know much about it. And so Bud was an amazing character, and we all loved him, and he wore his different pants, as you say over here, and he was just one of the most popular guys around the tennis tour and in the press room. Gene Scott, totally different, a Yaley, probably the greatest athlete Yale's ever had. He had so many letters for so many different sports. It was quite extraordinary. And he was the thinker. He was the tennis intellectual. He was the tennis equivalent to George Plimpton. They thought the same way. They were good friends. They looked at the game through a different prism. And of course, with his great articles every 2 weeks in Tennis Week, he became a must-read for the game. He was a great teacher, Gene. He wanted to help young writers. He could be tough. If you didn't get the adverb in the right place, he was down on you like a ton of bricks. But he knew so much about the sport, and he knew too much occasionally for a lot of people who were running the game, and they didn't always like his acerbic remarks. But he brought so much to this sport. He helped so many people, and Gene Scott is much missed and will be remembered.
When you're in the broadcast for the championships, what's the difference from the other three slams?
I don't change too much. I think, I am who I am. If you try and be something you're not in the commentary box, it sounds fake. So I may be a little more lively, I suppose. I mean, I do the two different types of commentary. I do radio and I do television, and they are very different. The people complain about television commentators talking too much, but the BBC way, where I started, you don't talk once the ball is in play. I haven't always stuck to that religiously, I must confess, but I try. And on radio, of course, you've got to talk all the time, because you are the listener's eyes. And if the grass is green, you've got to say so. If the sky is blue, you've got to say so. And it's much more fun to do radio, actually.
More creative and prolific?
Yes, somebody said, I've forgotten, someone was writing the other day, very keen observation, you have to reveal more of who you are in radio, because it's your interpretation of what is happening. Whereas in television, it's not your interpretation, it's what people see on the camera. So they're very different, and all the four slams reflect so accurately their nations, I think it's fairer to say at the US Open, their city. This is very New York. They're more than American, it's very New York. But Roland Garros is very French. Wimbledon could only be in Britain. And the Australian, good day, mate. Have a nice day. And they're so welcoming, and it's so Australian, and the complex they've got down there now, you can walk from Collins Street, which is the sort of Fifth Avenue of Melbourne, and be down there in 12 minutes. And it's a terrific tournament. Everybody enjoys Australia.
The Roving Eye, a reporter's romance with Paris, with politics, with sport. You're sharing yourself with the world.
Yes, it was a bit daunting. But I kept on telling these stories to people, and they said, you've got to write a book, you've got to write a book. And I have done a lot of other things other than tennis. I was a foreign correspondent for 7 years in New York and Paris with trips to Vietnam and Cambodia. And so I wanted to get all that down. I thought, well, I will write my life story. So I just started at the beginning, born in Paris, 1939, got out of France as a tiny baby, out of Bordeaux a week after Dunkirk. Anybody seeing the movie? My family and I were still in France during Dunkirk. And apparently the Germans were 9 miles behind us when we climbed aboard the boat. Anyway, so that was a bit hair-raising. I only know about it from my parents and my sister. But then I went on to go in the British Army for 2 years, national service, and get a job very young in journalism. And I hope what the book does show is a little bit of an idea for young journalists getting into the game. My message from the book is go, be there. You're not going to get jobs sitting on your counter at home expecting the phone to ring. So that's the message from the book, and I hope young aspiring journalists who read it sort of get that message and maybe learn a few tips.
Richard Evans, thanks for roving that eye with us today. Great to see you.
Thank you very much, Cos. Appreciate it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nick Bollettieri. My tip for the day is this. Look in the mirror, and do you like what you see? If you don't like what you see, and be truthful about it, do something about it. Look at me, baby. I'm looking good. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, tennis fans, it's time for our Liquid Ranch Tennis Package giveaway drawing, which includes 3 clinics with Paul Letterman's staff and a 1-hour private training session with the cause. And you know I'm looking for a new national champ, and it could be you. Let's see who it's going to be. Olga Felon, congratulations, and we will be in touch. Visit our Liquid Ranch Information Center at 6220 University Parkway or 11506 Rangeland Parkway to register for our bi-weekly drawing. And here's our Play Sarasota Magazine tennis calendar. February 12th, West Coast Super Senior at the Meadows Country Club with Don Caprio. February 17th, United Tennis Academy Level 6 Junior Tournament with Jeff Russell. Also on the 17th, Englewood Tennis Club Level 6 Junior Tournament with Bob Zuppe. February 19th, West Coast Super Senior at Palm Air Country Club with Kurt Reimer. February 24th, Celsius Spring Classic Junior Level 7 with Robert Broden. Tennis fans, great to have you with us on Inside Tennis with the Cause. We love our sponsors, and you will too. Stop by and see them. Until then, remember, in tennis scoring, love means nothing, but love of the game means everything. Keep alive your love of the game. Love you, tennis fans, and we'll see you right here every Saturday, 12:30 on SNN.
Inside Tennis with the Cause has been brought to you by Firkins Automotive. Find it at Firkins. And by Lakewood Ranch, named the 4th best-selling community in America. And by Nature's Right, natural products that work.